So you made it another day. And I want you to hold on to this memory. I want you to embrace this moment. Never forget. Never forget how far you have come, everything you have gotten through, all the times you have pushed on, even when you felt you couldn't, all the mornings you got out of bed, no matter how hard it was, all the times you wanted to give up, but you got through another day. I want you to never forget this moment. Never forget how much strength you have learned and developed along the way. Never forget how much you have shown resilience in the face of adversity. And never forget the moment that you woke up and made somebody's day by them simply hearing your voice or seeing your smile or just being able to read your text. It's amazing to me how much you achieved in just today. But if it's getting too hard for you to remember, if it's getting too hard for you to keep battling, then there's help for you with 3 numbers, 988. Don't take much, don't require much, just simply requires you to make a decision that you can live with. So before you make a decision we have to live with, make the ultimate decision you can live with and get help. Now let's talk football.
Welcome to Detroit. Mate, they're going to feel us today. Watch those things. Fight me.
What's going on, Pride Nation? We back at it again. Another day that the good Lord has allowed me to be on planet Earth and enjoy you, beautiful people, to talk about our Detroit Lions. I'm feeling good today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are as well. It's another day. My plan is to go live again tomorrow, so let's hope that everything lines up with work so they're not getting the best of me. I need to get my therapeutic in. Today's show was titled Unfinished Business, Work in Progress and Lessons Learned. And I think this is an appropriate title because the things I'm going to be addressing are just that, the unfinished business, the work in progress, and the lessons learned. Yesterday's video had a lot of people upset. I expected it because a lot of people are going to blindly follow someone, whether they have a legit piece of information that would lend itself one way or another, or they just feel like, hey, I was wrong about this guy before, so I'm not going to question him. Either way, kudos to you. If that's you, if you fit that description, more power to you. I ain't mad at you at one bit. You know, I totally understand it. Now, the reality is this. I'm always going to say things that's not going to be popular. I'm always going to point things out that many people may not agree with. And that's why I always make sure I leave it open for you to come in and have discussion with me. So now we got all that out the way. Let's look at who's in the building with me as people are coming in. We got my man Looney Tune in the building. We got 1991 Max Stagg in the building. Giovanni Line II said, I just saw Luke at Taco Bell putting ketchup on his taco. Just saying, the lies we tell, the lies we tell. The devil's a liar, and he's not welcome here, okay? I do not know what this man speak of. Not at all. Okay? My man, my man Black Spirit in the building. What up, dude? We got my man Big T in the building. We also got Dr. Detroit who says, catching a live finally. We got my young king in the building, JT.Sports, who just graduated. Congratulations to this young brother again for another milestone, one of many that he has yet to do, but he's already achieved one of many already, and he's going to continue to achieve much more. So shout out to my little big homie here. We got the artist. He says, let's go Lions. Hey, 100%. Macau Holt in the building. Donkey Kong says, Super Bowl or bust. Holmes is the best GM in the NFL. I am not on the Super Bowl or bust train. So that's going to upset a lot of people, but that's for a different show. I'm not on the Super Bowl or bust train. Sorry. Luke G blessing us with the back-to-back live. Hey, I would say like Drake, but right now stuff is looking real rough for Drake. Kendrick Lamar is in his bag, and he's on his bully mode right now. But yeah, back-to-back. You feel me? Perry Ball says, hey, Luke, how are you doing today? I'm doing good, brother. Hope you're doing well as all. He's in the building. Crimson Shadows in the building. Billy Venables in the building. Friendly Neighborhood Lions fan is in the building. Let me see. Let me try to miss nobody. My man JT says appreciate that, Luke, 100%. I'm telling y'all, man. Listen, you see those people who you can see that's going to grow into our leaders and our well-known people, and JT is one of them. That's for sure. All right, good people. So I've been waiting for this show because I have been driving myself crazy about it, and it really did come down to the draft, and on top of that, it came down to a question. And this question that came up was, what are the Lions' needs? Like, what do they still need after the draft? Like, the draft has happened. What are their needs? And I thought about this, and I had to figure it out. Like, hey, where can you find it? Then, ironically enough, shout out to my man Jeff Risen over there, who did an article. He was talking about, like possible free agents, and he was saying like, there's nobody out there and stuff. Although I slightly disagree with him, I think there's some valuable prospects still out there, which I'll be discussing today. And I think there's some trade partners with logic. I'm going to give you logic behind this that I think makes this make sense, okay? But before I do that, I need your help, okay? In the words of Jerry Maguire, help me help you help me, okay? And I know it wasn't quite that quote, but I need the help. And the reason I need that help is because I'm getting ready to put a poll up, all right? And I need to know, based on your view, what are the two biggest needs that the Lions have after the draft? Now, I'm finna drop this poll in here, and I want y'all to tell me what y'all think. This is going to help me narrow down my search. So we're going to have that. Now, for me, I am giving you some options, okay? And I am giving you, I think, how many options can I add on here? I think it's 5. I think I can do 5. I could be wrong, but I think I can do 5. But I'm going to do as many as I can on there. All right. Now, I'm going to cheat on one of them because I can only do 4. So I'm going to need more than that. So I'm going to cheat on one of them. All right. Now, poll is up. Let the voting commence. Okay. I need you to tell me, you the people with the voting, tell me what we need. Okay. It is important that we do it this way because I'm about to get into some stuff that I believe can solve some of these problems. All right. Now, to kind of refresh us a little bit, I'm going to show you the Lions' current depth chart. Okay. And I want to make sure that we are clear about this, that I'm using that poll to do it. Now, I know that I left some positions off of it. And if you don't see it on that poll, feel free to, put it in there as a message. But I want you to take a hard look. Now, if you notice, I have it on the defense because I believe this is where we still have the most needs at. And I totally get it. It says wide receivers twice. What? Did I do that for real? I can't be that slow. Did I? Damn it. Hey. All right, we going to have to. Boy, I tell you, let me fix that poll. I'm like, wide receivers twice? What are you talking about? I had to go and look at it again. All right. Let me try this again. All right. Good grief. I didn't even realize that I put it up there twice. Don't even ask. Don't even ask. It's a long day. All right. Let me see if I can edit it. No, it's not gonna let me edit it. All right. I ain't mean to put wide receiver there twice, so I'm going to take this down for right now. I'm going to redo it, all right, because I ain't mean to do that. That was not my intentions. I got one kid who ain't feeling well. Brother ain't got too much sleep, but I'm telling you, I'm back on it, all right? All right, so I can't believe I put that twice. I'm tripping. All right, let me try this one more time, all right? All right, let's see, post-draft, all right. Now, we're going to get this thing right. We're going to get it right. I meant to put defensive tackle, linebacker. I meant to put wide receiver. Don't ask me why I did the other stuff. I was tripping, y'all. This could have happened to anybody. All right. Heck, I might even put, I'm gonna make wide receiver, offensive line depth. Okay. There. All right. And I make linebacker / safety. That way I can catch that. And then I got DN, edge, D tackle. All right. Poe going back up. I'm tripping, y'all. All right. Poe going back up. Good grief. All right. I'm back. I'm back at it. I messed up the whole church's money. All right. Now, while I'm doing that, let me kind of, while y'all vote, let me kind of see who jumped into the building with us now. Ghost Gunner is in the building with us. Broken Lion has showed up in the building with us. It's a failure of a season if they don't get to the Super Bowl. It's a different show for me. I'll explain to you my thought process on it on a different show. Wide receiver there twice though. My bad. They have 0 needs. What? Donkey Kong, come on, bro. You mean to tell me they got 0 needs after the draft? They have addressed all of the needs. The Lions team is set and it's perfect and is ready and primed to go and win this championship. That's what you believe. Come on now. Like, come on. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. That battle for linebacker versus edge is real though. Luke showed his hand. No, I really made a mistake. Perry Ball says, I hope Martin starts showing something, but I'm not counting on him. Nope. Shout out to my Roar the Lions UK family member and my brother from another mother, Anthony. He says, good evening, Luke. Hope you and the fam are well. Yes, we are. Well, not my youngest son. He ain't feeling too good. He definitely ain't feeling too good. But you know what? He a trooper. He gonna push through it. Martin hard to judge when you don't use him. Let me see. Linebackers a need for me. Hey Luke, sorry I haven't been around in a while. All cool, brother. I'm glad to see you here. And hope that all is going well with you, brother. So you good. Let me see. Let me try and miss nothing. What up, though? Super Saiyan Line in the building with me. Zachary Jones is in the building with me. All right. So here's the depth chart. All right. Here's the depth chart. If you want me to move it up, feel free to let it know. I want to know what you got. I have figured out a few things, and I think that to me, we 100% have some holes. I believe that we have to address these holes. And again, I'm leaving the voting up so people can get their vote on. Vote on the Lions' biggest draft needs. The poll is on the chat. I need y'all help on this, okay? I have my own view, but this is a show about you and the people. Like, I want y'all to have y'all time too. So please vote. Vote on the Lions' biggest needs past the draft. All right. Now, I bring that up for a number of reasons. One, we talk about the free agent pool and who's out there right now currently that you can get. And then we already know that they got to cut rosters down to 53. And so one of the things that I've been hearing from a lot of people, whether it be our local media, our fellow YouTubers, and everyone in between, including fans and all alike, is that, we're just waiting until they cut the roster down to 53. But it got me to thinking, if that's what we're waiting on, then who do we really think it's going to get cut in that 53 from all them teams that's going to be worth coming in and taking somebody's spot? And that became a little bit more challenging for me. So my attitude was, nope, let's go out there and get aggressive. Let's go out there and make some moves now and make it happen. One of the things that I want to see from our general manager, Brad Holmes, is him get a little bit more aggressive with in-game trades or in-season trades than he has been. Now, we have traded people away, right? We've done the TJ Hawkinson's trades. We've done those like Stafford trades. We've done those kind of trades. But I want you to go out after looking at it, evaluating it, and doing it. And so what I did was I came up with a little bitty list. Now, on my list, receiver did not even chart because I believe you will be able to find a receiver anyway. Like, it's not going to be hard to find a receiver. Seriously, you got your receiving core, your foundational receivers anyway, and the ones that you're going to get in free agency are just coming in to help. And at that point, I really don't see how it could be anything other than you just saying, you know what, I'll take what's available. But it got me to thinking. And the first thing I want to do is look at some free agents that jumped out to me. Now, if you look at our team as it stands now, I believe that our coaching staff and GM are really counting on Matthew Battis and Marcus Davenport. I believe this. I believe that they are counting on these two people to be of assistance opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. All these people right here, Mitchell's, and all, he's not even making a team. Practice squad, Chris Smith, practice squad, because these is not even a conversation. He's more than likely going to be cut, leave out Enrique. But when you look at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. All right, that's the 4 interior D linemen that they're going to go with. They're going to go with Wingo, in my opinion. I think he makes a team. I think Broderick Martin, because he's the guy that they said was a project, and they're not giving up on him after 1 year. So he's staying with making the team. And then you got Reeder and McNeil. I think Levi gone. I think Chris Smith is gone. I think Mitchell is gone. They are betting on Battis and Davenport to make the jump. I'm just not willing to bet on Davenport. I'll bet on Battis. In fact, I feel more confidence giving Battis a chance than I do Davenport. Davenport should have never been signed to this team, in my opinion, because he hasn't offered anything to tell you that he's going to be worth a damn on this team. And you already got a guy in Kaminsky who's going to go inside and out, as well as Josh Pascal who's going to go inside and out. Wingo can go inside and out. So I already know that they're not going to do it. But we need somebody that we feel good enough, whether they're rotational or just somebody to play opposite. And for me, getting those guys is where we look at. And the first person that I just did was I just came here and I looked at who was still available. And I saw Emmanuel, I saw Yannick, and I said, damn, now wasn't Yannick on the Bears last year? And I looked up, and sure enough, he was. And so I started saying, all right, now Yannick has had some success in this league. He's had a little success. He's only had 4 sacks last year with the Bears, but then again, it depends on how you view it with the Bears. And what the Bears had going for him is a different story. However, I looked at the tackles for a loss and the quarterback hits, and I'm like, all right, I'm in, right? Like I'll bite. And he would not cost that much to come to this team. And he had to be better than Charles Harris. Like he just had to be. So off rip, I'm starting it off with there. But before I get into this further, let me go back and check the polls because I want to see what we vote for as the biggest needs, because that's going to really tell me something. And right now it's going crazy with the voting. We got about 16 votes in. If you have not voted on the Lions' biggest need, cool. Nobody believes we need a defensive tackle so far. But linebacker or safety has got 25% of the votes. Wide receiver or O-line depth has got 25% of the votes. But DN and edge rusher has the most votes thus far. And if you have not voted, that poll is in that chat. So just go up there and look and hit it. If you're on your phone, just refresh it. It's right there. All right. Now, let me go back and catch up because I know I missed a bunch of comments and stuff as I break this stuff all down. All right. Let me get down here where we at. I gotta go edge. I can at least tell you our starting linebackers. I can do the same for edge next touch. I'm cool with that. Perry Ball. If they are not using him, Martin means he's not ready or not good enough. So that's how I look at it. Super Saiyan Lion says linebacker and edge and receiver is a need now. O-line depth and pass rusher, a veteran. The tails down. Depth, man. Stop judging me. All right. Davenport is coming off injury. He might not be ready or might need some time to work off that rust. Davenport was an overpaid shot by Holmes. That's a $10 million worth of cap space. I put it like this. I was never happy when we got that guy. I was never happy. And so off rip, my brain immediately went to, we got to find somebody that's going to be the answer. So, Yannick Ngakoue is one of those answers for me. Most people are going to look at the sack total and say, he only got 4 sacks. Yeah, but he hit the quarterback 7 times. Right? And so, those, you can argue that's potential or whatever. I can care less. I know that at 28 years old, he's going to come in more fired up. And if DJ Reader is who everybody is telling me that he is, or he's going to free up this person and free up that person, well, good. Let him free him up and get somebody else who can get off the line of scrimmage. Now, another person that came up in my list that was still available is Bud Dupree. Now, some of y'all are going to say, Luke, Bud Dupree, really, bro? Really? And I'm going to be like, yeah, he had 6.5 sacks last year playing for Atlanta. Like seriously, come on. We got a little bit to work with too. And I think if you put him opposite with a chance to rush, he can do it. And he's 30, so he shouldn't be that expensive. He should be cheaper, and I can see it. The other person who came up on my list that's still out there and available is Emmanuel Akba. I always botch this brother's name. But I hope I said it right. Akba. Right? Again, another one of those guys who got a little speed. Yes, he's getting older, so it's not as fast as he was, but it's still there. Right? It's still there. He was another guy that came up that could be an edge rusher. Well, Luke, none of these guys are special. I know that, but we don't got nobody special now. I at least rather get somebody I trust and believe in. And like I said, I don't believe in Davenport. The last person that I want to look at also played at Chicago, and his name is El Quadin Muhammad. Now, I wanted El Quadin Muhammad last year, and we didn't get him. I thought that he did a very good job while playing for the Colts. I thought that even though he had only 6 sacks, and that year that he played for the Colts, he got to the quarterback quite often, and I appreciated that. The tackles for a loss was impressive. I liked his game, especially as a rotational piece, somebody who plays fast and hard. And now he's back a free agent, and I'm all for it. I'm all for him being one of the guys that we look at and say, you know what? What did I say wrong now? Not Atlanta. What? Stop judging me. Stop judging me. All right. 2, don't work out. He should have been signed to a real prove-it deal at a minimum or $1 million. Well, hey, Brad believes in who he believes in. We at least have a group of guys to try to start opposite of Hutch. We simply do not have a swing offensive tackle. Hey, Ducky Khan said we don't need nobody there. The Lions better use Houston Wright as a pass rusher, not in coverage. We hoping for it. But again, I'm just pointing it out. Gotta say for once, Luke, it's rare everyone is agreeing with you on Davenport. I'm used to arguments. Yeah, Davenport ain't it. It's he He ain't it. 0 man, 0 needs. Donkey Kong, if you believe that, hey, God bless you. I just don't. Now, because of this, it made me start thinking a little bit harder. And I remember I told you, I said, I really want to know what people's view is. So as I look at the voting, the poll is still showing that DN edge rusher is one of our biggest needs. It's still showing that. It's still showing that nobody thinks we need another interior D lineman. Cool. But 21% said we need a linebacker or a safety, and 21% said we need more O-line depth or a receiver, if not both. And so I started thinking about my man Brad Holmes, and I said, there are some people I think he can trade for that can put us over the top with a simple trade. And I don't think the trade will cost us as much as people would believe. Okay? I don't believe that. Now, watch this. The first person on my list that I don't believe will cost us anything in terms of high draft capital or players is Khalil Mack. Luke, you've lost your mind. Why would they do this, Luke? They would never. It doesn't make sense, Luke. You're going to sit there and say the Lions should trade for Khalil Mack? For what, Luke? Well, that's the thing. I decided to start looking at money and everything like this, and just going through, looking at it. And so I decided to come here and take a good old look at the depth chart that is the Chargers. And I'm telling you, there's some things going on here that made me say, we can not only possibly trade for Khalil Mack, but we can even possibly trade for Joey Bosa. Now, Luke, why would you want to do that? Bosa be hurt? I know, which is why he probably can be had for a 6th-round pick. Well, Khalil Mack ain't going to be had for a 6th-round pick. I know. That's why you can give up a 5th and maybe a 7th. And maybe like James Mitchell, right? Well, Luke, have you lost your mind? You is not getting them for a 6th or a 7th. Well, go and look at some of the most recent trades of some of these players and tell me what they got for them. Because the older they get and the more hurt they are, you're not getting that. Well, Luke, why would they trade Khalil Mack? Why would they get rid of Joey Bosa, right? Why would they do these things? Well, the answer is more clear than you could ever imagine. And that's simply because you have to understand that when looking at this team, they still needs a little bit of help, and particularly the offensive side of the ball. Now, granted, some of y'all are going to say, well, they got Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins. Yeah, yep, Dobbins was hurt. Edwards is a filler guy, but for the most part, cool. I know you're not suggesting we trade a running back. Nope, I'm not suggesting that at all. Oh, okay, I thought you were saying trade that. No, I'm not. Nope, but a tight end. Why would they need a tight end? Well, you know, Will Disley, he's a good blocking tight end, and Hayden Hurst is a good tight end. Donald Parham Jr. hasn't done much, but I'm thinking to myself, they can use the capital. That's what they can use. Because the one thing I can tell you right now is Harbaugh is going to want to change a lot of stuff, and he would rather have the capital. That draft capital is what he's looking at. And they were already talking about possibly moving on from not only Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack, but to show you that, feel free to Google it, Joey Bosa restructured his contract to free up money. That restructure makes it now possible to where if they wanted to move on from him, the cap hit won't be as much. And if you were to go and look at Joey Bosa's contract, he's really on a 1-year deal, even though you kind of got like that next year's deal on there, but it's really a 1-year deal. So you get a 1-year rental for much of nothing. And I think it would be a great move for them to do that. And if you can get him or Khalil Mack in the trade, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. What's going on, Marcus? Welcome to the show. The first thing I saw when we signed Davenport was a bunch of Saints fans and Viking fans talking about how he never healthy. He ain't never healthy. I take Mac. How about signing Leonard Floyd? You mean well, I get him, but I wouldn't sign Leonard Floyd. Not for what we doing. I wouldn't do that. See, I'm looking at it like if I'm trading for somebody, what gets me over the hump? And or what can be something that can come in and have instant impact? If I'm signing somebody, I don't want to spend a lot of money on them. I'm going to follow his method of not spending money in the free agency on those defensive players like that, and I'm going to go with it. I don't think we have anything draft capital left to trade for a player. Holmes used our picks to trade up and reach for projects. We still have all our picks minus a third from next year's draft. We had an additional fourth from the TJ Hockenson trade. So no, we got capital to move to give them, but you're talking about getting people that can help. Chargers want to make a run though. I don't think so. And the reason I don't believe that to be the case is because you got to remember, you're not re-signing Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa back. That's the other thing you got to remember. They both should be up on contract. I can go and look to be sure, but I'm pretty sure they're both going to be up for contract. And they're not going to re-sign both versus nothing makes more sense. Because now you're talking about being able to get this trade to go through that not only sets them up, but hey, at the end of the day, it gives them an option. And I'm just telling you, when you look at Joey Bosa's contract and you look at Khalil Mack's contract, right? Joey Bosa contract, he got that extra year that goes to 2025. But really, it's not even an extra year per se because it's a one-year deal. They're not re-signing him. They're just not. When you look at Khalil Mack, if you're telling me they're re-signing Joey Bosa, well, Khalil Mack in 2025 has a void year on his contract. Literally. So he's on a one-year deal. And he's 33. Bosa's going to be 30. So to get anything for Asian players, yeah, I think that trade feels pretty damn good. That's all I'm saying. Like, and that's another good point, Crimson. He is injury prone, and Brad loves the bond, love that damn bang on the table for them injury players. So I get it. And Khalil Mack did restructure his deal as well. He did it, I think, last year. So that's two players that we can trade for that would definitely put us over the hump. Because having Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa opposite of Aiden Hutchinson is an instant upgrade. And whoever you rotate in behind that, James Houston, Baddest, cool. You want to rotate on that? Cool. But these are valuable trade options. That DN spot opposite of Hutchinson needs to be productive this year, 100%. And I'm giving you two players we can trade for. You don't want Yannick, Malik Mills. I do. He's going to be cheap if I get him as a free agent. I do. Hutch needs to be productive. I agree. He needs to be way more productive than what he's been. And for people to say, oh, yeah, I expect more from you. It just is what it is. James Houston being hurt plus Charles Harris and the Accord days are over, fellas. Calm down. The roster is set. Okay. I am perfectly fine with that. If you are okay with the roster being set, let's go back. You fine with, and I'm just curious, Weezy. You tell me, all right? You tell me, Weezy, who playing opposite the Hutch? You like Davenport playing opposite of Hutch? You like that? I certainly don't. I'm good on that. The problem is Brad pretty weak on free agency, it seems. I mean, I get it. You want to build it through the draft? Build it through the draft. Maybe at the trade deadline, if they don't make the playoffs, yeah, it could happen. I don't care how you get them. It ain't. I never said it got to be right now, today, or tomorrow. I don't care how you get them. I'm telling you, people that we can get and be had that gets us an instant upgrade. Now, are there benefits to trading for them earlier than later? Sure there are. Right? Just like there are benefits to trading for them later than earlier. I get it. But I'm trying to find somebody that can play opposite of Aiden Hutchinson that I feel confident about. So the Lions bring in Justin Simmons, the free agent safety that was cut from Denver. No. Nope, I don't think so. Hutchinson needs to learn to break free from offensive tackles and offensive guards. Yes, we keep talking about it. Detroit D, what up, dude? He said, I just with the Raiders will finally start to rebuild and sell us Max Crosby. I'll trade the moon for that. If Max Crosby even come up in a conversation for a trade, I don't think Brad Holmes would hesitate to trade for him. I don't. Because to have Max Crosby and Aiden Hutchinson automatically gives you the best pass rushing duo in the NFC. Hands down. So, yeah. Because you won't be able to, you're going to put a lot of attention towards Max Crosby, and that's your free, everybody keeps swearing it down that Hutchinson is doubled, but everybody gets doubled. I like the combination of Davenport and Houston opposed to opposite of Hutchinson. I didn't forget about the 8 sacks in 7 games on passing downs. Yeah, Lester White, I ain't mad at that. You know what I'm saying? I just think when you look at it from the standpoint of this, if you're playing rotational with those two people and that's your thing, and you're batting on the Canadian Football League guy Matthew Battis to come in, that seems a little bit, a little bit weird. Should we go and bring back to Detroit Diggs? No, Quandre Diggs is done here. It's done. No need to do that. Another person that we can trade for, though, that again, got to just go through and look at a few little things. And again, I'm looking at our needs. Now, we addressed this, but this is the draft projection for what our needs were, edge and receiver. And that's how I came up with trying to get some of the needs out the way. All right. And then it brought me over to a team like this, the Jets. Oh, no, not the Jets. I am tripping. Lord Jesus, the Chargers is what I'm thinking of right here. But the Jets is the team that got my attention next. We can trade. Let me get it nice and big so people can see. I believe that we can trade for Jermaine Johnson. All right, Luke, you have completely lost your mind. I do. I think we can trade for Jermaine Johnson in a second. Luke, why would you do that? Why would they trade for Jermaine Johnson in a second? That doesn't make sense, Luke. Now you just reaching. This is delusion at its best. If cocaine's a hell of a drug, you are leading the charge on this. No, and no. I disagree with you on this one, Luke. Here's the problem. You have to be able to see where teams are going to move on from players anyway. Okay. And you have to be the one to take advantage of their need to move on from a player. Now, in case you forgot, the Jets last year, with the 15th overall pick, drafted a guy by the name of Will McDonald IV, right? They drafted that guy last year, 15th overall. 15th, which means they got 4 more years to enjoy him, okay? 4 more years. Now, why would Jermaine Johnson be that guy when, he still got time on his contract? He still has available money and stuff on his contract. Well, he's already did 2 of his years already, right? And in the 2 seasons that he's played already, all right, you can argue that he's had some success, but he really didn't break out until last year. And he had 7.5 sacks, 11 tackles for a loss, 16 quarterback hits. Well, Luke, and he had an interception and a forced fumble and a fumble recovery. Well, Luke, but why would they move on from him? Because that guy they drafted 15th overall. That's why. Because of that guy. You see, that guy makes him become more expendable. Not to mention, he moves up, right? He moves up. They brought in Hassan Reddick already. All right. They added Solomon Thomas. Well, Solomon Thomas is a rotational dude. Yep. Sure is. These are all facts. I'm not arguing with nobody on any of that. But this allows them to move and play around with this first round pick and the people that they added via the draft. When you look at my man Will McDonald, in 1 year, not getting a lot of playing time, and they took him 15th overall, and he had 3 sacks in limited playing time. Yeah, I feel pretty good that we can make a deal to get him. I feel pretty good about this. And I don't think it's going to cost us as much. Plus, Jermaine Johnson is much younger than all the guys I don't name. He's 25, which means, and granted, he was drafted in the first round, 26th overall, back in 2022. So you could, if you want to pick up his 5th-year option, you could, but you still get a young guy who can come in and be an instant impact player immediately over there. What up, though, no? Easy does it. What up, though? Thoughts on the Michigan Panthers kicker? I mean, he made a nice kick at our home field, and he missed a kick. So I just want a kicker. I have no strong thoughts on him. Let me see. I've noticed that people only want former first-round picks that they actually know. I noticed that people only want former first-round picks that they actually know. Well, the good thing about me is that's not how I operate. I operate based off of how our playing style is and how they can contribute or upgrade a position. As Brad Holmes called it, he wants positional villains. And I believe that if you're going to rent one, you could. So my idea of trading for Joey Bosa or trading for Khalil Mack or trading for Jermaine Johnson gives you instant impact positional villain. There's no need for you to trade a pick for a person that's going to be a rotational. I gave a name of people that we can sign in free agency that would not cost you anything. And if you missed that, I'll give it to you one more time. You can get Emmanuel Ogbah, Bud Dupree, Yannick Ngakoue, and El Qadim Muhammad will all fit and suit what we're doing here. But I'm not just looking, it's just the name I care. I can care less about the names. It's how that people are playing based on our style that I want here. All right. Lester White said the Jets aren't giving him up. They play 8 dudes and allow Bryce Huff to leave and get paid. If you go back and you look at Bryce Huff, right? Look at Bryce Huff play last year, okay? And yes, they rotated a lot of people in and did all those cool things. I get it. But they're coming up in an area where they're going to have to sign some people, and they ain't going to want to do that. Bryce Huff, who had 10 sacks last year, showed up and showed out, and they didn't even re-sign him. And they were the original people who drafted Bryce Huff. You know what I'm saying? They were the ones who drafted him. I mean, I remember I wanted Bryce Huff when he came out of college because you couldn't tell me nothing. I was like, man, I like what I see out of him. But Bryce Huff had his best season last year after 4 seasons, and they moved on, right? He had 10 sacks. The year before that, 3.5. Then the year before that, 2. Year before that, 2. And he was brought in to be a pass rusher. All right? Go back to Jermaine Johnson, right? Jermaine Johnson first season, 2.5 sacks. This past season, 7.5 sacks. And they took him 26th overall, right? Like, they expect so much more out of their draft picks. So when they refuse to pay him and let him go in free agency, it's because they were like, hey, man, we're going to go with these other guys. But they didn't just take McDonald for nothing. I believe that they are going to be willing to move one of them for the right compensation. And if I'm looking at somebody, yeah, he's on my radar. He's 100% on my radar because they're not going to keep him. I guarantee you they're not going to pick up his 5th-year option. They're just not. When you go back and you look, like let me just go there. When you go back and you look at the the Jets draft. Where is it at? I thought I had it up. Right. We go back and we look at the Jets draft. Come on, get all big for me. Boom. They went out and they assisted their offense. They said, hey, we got to get better on offense. They added offensive line help. They added a receiver. They added a running back. I really like Braylon Allen, but that's another story. I digress. They added another quarterback. They added another running back. They added another cornerback. They added a safety. Right? But when you get to looking at their depth chart, when it comes time to have to pay people, I don't think they want to pay this man. I don't believe for one moment they want to pay this man when they went out and added Hassan Reddick. And after they took this guy, Jermaine Johnson, in the 2022 draft, they came back and took Will McDonald. So I just feel that they genuinely want to find it. They even added Solomon Thomas. Why? They want the rotation. I totally get it. But if I get a draft choice for Jermaine Johnson, did I really lose anything? No. This is what I drafted Will McDonald for. This is why I went out and paid Hassan Reddick and brought Hassan Reddick here. They still have players that they can use to generate the pressure that you're talking about and still get something for a guy that they're not going to pay and keep. I'm only looking at contracts, production, and what they did over the last couple of drafts, and I'm just telling you, this one right here checks out for me. I'm just putting it out. Look at Will McDonald. He didn't get a lot of playing time. He was taken 15th overall. All right. Now, another team that I think we can make a trade with and get him because, again, contract issues, and they have not lived up to the hype or the bill. Another one of those players, and most of you people who think I hate Michigan should be happy, but it's Kwity Paye. Well, Luke, Kwity Paye, 8.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. Man, they ain't finna get rid of Kwity Paye. You crazy, bro. They ain't finna get rid of Kwity Paye. And I was like, oh, okay. Maybe you could be right about this, right? Then I went and looked. 4 sacks, 6 sacks, 8.5 sacks, 18.5 sacks total in 3 years. You think they picking up his 5th-year option? You think they doing that? I don't. You think they are genuinely going to pick up his and give him a new contract? He's going to have to get damn near 17 sacks to earn a contract. I believe that this is a valuable possibility for a trade. I believe this is another opportunity for a trade. These are people who are on low-end deals. Low-end deals. Well, Luke, what about him stands out? Why would you want him? He don't have the sack production. He's still young. If the coaches are who y'all believe they are, because y'all seem to believe that the coaches finna turn Manu into a genius, right? Okay, cool. Then them same coaches should be able to get more production out of Kwity Paye. Because guess what? They're not finna pay him. He was drafted in 2021. We in 2024. They're not picking up his 5th-year option. He will be 27 years old, and they are not picking up his 5th-year option. They would much rather go out and get somebody than to pay him. Well, Luke, why would they do that? That just don't make no sense. I don't see why that would make sense, Luke. Well, let's look at what they did in the draft. The draft will tell you information that lends itself to something. Who they took 15th overall? I'm just showing y'all. Like I did the research for you. We've taken the guesswork out. Now, they already got Kwity Paye. I don't believe they're picking up his contract. All right. But when you look at this team's roster, they didn't bring in Latitude for nothing. Well, he gonna start opposite of Kwity Paye. All right, cool. Cool. That's your belief? Fine. I don't even want to argue with you on it. If that's what you believe, fine. I'm just telling you, if there was ever a trade partner available to bring a Michigan guy back to Michigan, Kwity Paye is that guy. I'm just showing you. His production has not lived up to his draft status. It has not. And guess what? Because of that, I believe he can be had. I believe he can be had. We got options, but I just think when you look at trade partners and stuff like that, Kwity Paye got to be on the list. Why? Am I a Kwity Paye fan? Not really. Do I believe that he can give us more than what we got right now? Sure do. And I'm all for upgrades. And will he upgrade that? Yes. Is he going to come in and reinvent the wheel? No, he not. No, he not. Now, I got one more trade option. And a lot of y'all not going to like this. Right? But again, I'm just looking at people who didn't have production. And we probably can get this guy for a 7th round pick. A 7th round pick. But I just want y'all to be clear. They already took a pass rusher. And then they came back and added some help in receiver, offensive line, the safety spot, cornerback, and D tackle. My soul say they not buying the Kwity Paye production. And if your argument is this guy was brought in to play opposite of them, right? Like that's your belief that he was brought in to play opposite, then I guess Samson is just chopped liver. I guess they faith in him is just chopped liver. And here's the best part of it. When you get to looking at the contracts of these players, right? Because that's what this is going to boil down to. With Kwity Paye, you got to figure out, do I want to pick up that 5th-year option? Do I want to, do I trust, do I want to just give him one more year to see what he do? Or I got a guy giving me similar production who I still got a year already on his contract for. And yeah, I can move on from that guy and start Latitude. Fine. Then trade me fucking Samson. I just want production. Opposite. Fine. That's all I'm saying. What's going on, Easy? Bryce Hudson's a 1-year wonder, 100%. I would take Jermaine Johnson with trade a future 2025 6th-round pick and a 2025 3rd-round pick. We don't have a 2025 3rd-round pick. We traded that away to pick up Giovanni Manu. I meant 2026 3rd-round pick. Yep. Okay. Oh, no. That's all Quin and Sauce money. They still in win now mode with Rodgers. Yeah, but that's my point. That's why Jermaine Johnson's going to be expendable. I didn't even get it to those points. I was waiting for somebody to argue harder against me. But you're right. They got to still pay Quin and Sauce Gardner. So I'm just giving you like the evidence that we can trade for these people. All right. A 5th rounder, I think he can be had for a 5th. All right. Let me see. I wholeheartedly believe that Matthew Baddis and Davenport are better than what we had last year opposite of Hutch. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. It all depends on what they do this season. See, that's my point. I don't think What I say? Looney Tune on my damn head. You know I suck with people's names, bro. I try my best. It all. I'm saying I'm talking about getting ahead of it. Make them a deal right now that they'll feel good about. Baddest is low risk reward flyer. If it works out, great. If it don't, you just cut them. I agree. Pay is about the same age as Davenport, and a healthy Davenport is a better player. Whoa. Lester White, I'm finna drop the link in the chat just for that one. What? I need you to help me understand this one. What? Again, for the people, the poll is still up. Get the vote in, because this is how I'm going to be able to do my research and keep finding us options. But what? Yeah, let me go ahead and put this in the chat. Yeah, the link is in there, so if you want to come in and talk your mess, anybody can come in and talk. Pay is about the same age as Davenport. Right? Like, what? Lester White, you got me thinking, brother. I think I disagree with that assessment. And I think my reason for disagreeing with it is the evidence don't support that. It just don't. Davenport had one good season his entire time in the league. His whole time in the league, he had one good season. And I do not know if I'm comfortable enough with saying that he's better when healthy than Kwity Paye. I don't know if I've arrived to that conclusion just yet. I don't know how to arrive to that conclusion just yet. But I feel like that might be a bit of a reach. Like, I feel like that might be a bit of a reach. Now, I could be wrong, but let's explore. Now, Kwity Paye, all right. First of all, let's go to Marcus Davenport. Marcus Davenport, a guy that, has been underwhelming at best for a word, has been in the league 6 years. 6 years. And Kwity Paye, a guy that I'm not even like super high on, has been in the league 3 years. Kwity Paye has played in 43 games of 43 games in 3 years. And in 6 years, Davenport has played in 67 games and started 35 of the 67. All right. Now, we can see all day the number of games played. Kwity Paye, 3-year career, 6-year career. In 6 years, Marcus Davenport got 23.5 sacks compared to 18.5. This not aiding well for Marcus Davenport. He got 23.5 sacks compared to 18.5 sacks, which means in 6 years, 3 years of playing more time, right? 3 years of more playing time. He's played in 24 more games, and he's only got 5 more sacks. He's played 6 years of football and has 81 solo tackles compared to 3 years of football with 79 solo tackles. He's got 7 forced fumbles in 6 years to the 3 in 3 years. He's got 1 fumble recovery in 6 years compared to the 3 years worth of 5. I'm trying to figure out how we getting how. How? Nothing said that this makes no. How? Tackles for a loss. 6 years of play, 27. Quiddy pay, 21. Quarterback hits is significantly higher. It's got 6 years. But I would have thought that if you're talking about 6 years of playing, which means he got 3 more years of playing time than Quiddy pay, and only got 35 more quarterback hits. Like, I would expect for them numbers to be a little bit more drastic if that was the case. Latitude. I'm just saying. I don't know. All he has to do is play healthy this season. As far as I can see, most of his injuries are nagging and not chronic. But he's hurt, and that's the problem. Kevin Shepard would have been better than Charles Harris. And, of course, this D-line about to be nasty. When is OTAs and rookie minicamp? I haven't even looked it up yet. I'm not even going to lie. Let me see. Luke, is there any veterans, offensive tackles, or guards in free agency that can help us? I don't think we need a vet at this point. I think that at this point, I think that they have already made up in their mind that they are good. I agree that we need a veteran offensive tackle. There some people out there who can possibly play guard. Denser's out there who could possibly play guard, but you got to pay him to be a backup. And I don't know if you really want him to be that guy. And I know that Denser's played offensive tackle too, but he was on Minnesota and he didn't do too well. So it just depends on how you're picking your poison. But I don't know. They don't even have the same play style. Quiddy Pay can bend a little bit. Davenport plays like Trey Flowers. Like I don't see how we get the better comparison. That's all I'm saying. Production don't even say that. May 21st is our first OTAs. Thank you, good sir. Thank you. The last 2 years of Davenport there was almost no productivity, Weezy. That's what the Lions look for opposite of Hutch. Wait, what? So they're looking for somebody who don't have production? Wait. The last 2 years of Davenport, there was almost no productivity. That's what the Lions look for opposite of Hutch. Why would they be looking for a guy with no productivity? I don't know, Lester. Lester, you got me a little nervous. I don't know. I just don't see 2 different points. I'm confused, Lester. The link is in there. All you need is a phone, brother. You don't even got to have your camera on. I just want to understand better what we're talking about here because I'm looking at the guys and I'm looking at this guy's numbers compared to a guy who's been in the league 6 years. Like, seriously. Like, he's played more games, been in the league longer. I don't know. I don't know. When I tell you I'm genuinely confused, I'm genuinely confused. So please help me. I mean, please help me. I don't even know where do I start to figure this all out? Like, more snaps. Like, I can't even tell you the last time Davenport was healthy. I don't think he ever played a full season. And he hasn't. He has never played a full season once in his entire career. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. You know? That blows my mind. That genuinely blows my mind. The link is in there. feel free to jump in, talk your stuff. It's up to you. But that one, you made me think. Oh, I was answering Weezy at the center. Okay, all right, okay. I'm like, wait a minute, now I'm confused. All right, I was like, I'm a little lost. All right, they want you to come on and talk to the people, man. They want you to come on. They like, hit the link, brother. Come on in. And again, we just having a conversation. You just hit the link and we get in there. Teams are just going to double team Hudson and see if Davenport and Batters can do anything. And that's where somebody gonna have to emerge and do something. If they double team, see, that's the thing. It's weird because on one hand, I hear people say, well, they're gonna double team Reader, and that'll free up Hutch. So if they double team Reader and they double team Hutch, that guy opposite of Hutch is beyond important. And if I don't trust Davenport, I don't trust him. I just don't. And as much as I would love to, I can't. All right, let me get to my last possible trade person. All right. Hold on, wait. I think somebody jumped in. Let me see who jumped in with me. My man Down 19. What up, though?
What up, though, Luke?
What's going on, brother?
Nothing, chilling, man. You know, just bored out my goddamn mind.
Bored? Don't be bored, brother. That's what this whole thing for. This is for entertainment. Oh, wait a minute. Don. I need you to go to the bat.
All right, hey,
my good bro. First of all, I'm gonna just tell you this right quick too, Don. Lester might have one of the best backgrounds I have seen in a long time. Any brother that has that kind of background got to come on ready to have some smoke.
All right. Let me check it out. Put me in the back, man.
I'm gonna put you in the back. My man Lester hopped in on me now. Let me get this off the damn screen. He deserves his respect.
Can you hear
brother,
me?
I can hear you loud and clear. How are you?
How you doing, brother? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. Now listen.
Good.
First of all, can we just take a moment to appreciate the love that you have for books back there? I'm seeing some books, a few that I think I got on the top row up there. But just having that level of collection got me feeling good about you right now. So I know you came prepared. Let's talk football, my brother. Help me understand what you were saying about the Kwity Paye Davenport thing. I'm lost. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Well, I got a delay, so
okay.
I hear you.
All right, so it's a little bit delayed. All right, break down to me the Kwity Paye and Davenport thing you were saying.
Well, no, I was just saying that the problem with Davenport is that he hasn't gotten any production, especially lately, because the last 2 seasons he's been injured. And yeah, I think he's a better run defender.
Okay. So you think he plays the run better than Paye? And
yeah, I believe so. He's a power player.
Okay. Do you feel that he will stay healthy with the Lions?
I can't determine health. I mean, that's one thing I can't do.
Do you feel that he let me just go back. I want to bring this up on the screen so we can see it. So give me 1 second.
Okay.
I want to bring this up because I'm intrigued by this. You got me thinking. I'm like, dang, maybe I might have misthought this thing. The most games he's played in the season is 15.
Yeah.
Meaning that he got in those games, but he only started 9. So he haven't started many games.
Right.
In this sample size of games he's played versus started, you're under the belief that if he stays healthy, he will be better than Paye for the Lions. Is that my understanding?
I think that in terms of the Lions system, he's a better fit, basically.
Okay. Now, what is it? What up,
Big T?
What is it about Paye that make you think he wouldn't be a better fit? especially if we traded for him?
I think that Pay doesn't play with the power that Davenport plays with. One of the reasons why Davenport gets hurt, I can't talk about the ankle injury from last season, but he's a relentless player. He's a relentless power player.
Okay. And you would rather have him right now than Pay?
I would rather have a combination of power player in Davenport and a finesse rusher in Houston. I think Houston is proven.
I'm with you on the Houston train. You're not going to get no beef out of me on the Houston train. I want Houston to get more snaps. I'm just trying to understand, because you're the first person to have faith in Davenport. Now, I got to ask this question. Y'all not related, are y'all? Because that's going to...
we're not related. But
okay, I'm just making sure.
I think that I think Davenport, I think the injury issue is the big issue. And I can't, I can't. You win on the injury front. All you guys win on the injury front. He hasn't been healthy. What I'm saying is, but my point is, in terms of what the Lions like in their power players opposite Hutch, especially on running downs, Davenport is a better fit.
Okay, so
which is why you got Kaminsky, and which is why you got everyone who plays opposite Hutch is a power player.
But they move everybody around, though.
Yeah, well, they do move around, but on running downs, they play the big guys, and on passing downs, they move Kaminsky and what's his name inside.
Okay, and I just gotta ask. You definitely not related, right? I want to make sure. You definitely not related.
No Davenports in my history, I don't think.
Okay, all right.
What I do for you is I write him a note and see if we have anything in common.
Okay, all right. Look, all right. I just want to look at Davenport for a second. He's right here with the number 0 on. They have made 0 popular, but he's right here with the 0 on. And these are some of the highlights. And see, to me, that looks like more finesse than power. That looks like more finesse than power. And again, I get that this happens here, and they're hoping that they can get production like this, but I'm like, I can get that from Quiddy Pay. Like, seriously. And that play was really made by Daniil Hunter, but good cleanup on his part to clean it up. I'm just trying to figure out, like,
absolutely.
What I don't see it. I have tried to see it. I don't see squat.
That was power.
Well, wait. He's right here. Hold on. Let me go back. Let me make sure I can catch it. He's up here. That's power. Yes.
That's nothing but power. That's nothing but power.
That's power.
And that's the point that I'm making.
So your attitude is, in terms of how our system is, he gives us this. So I should be looking for people to play opposite of Hudson with power, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Point taken. Point made. People, this is how it's done. You come on, you make your point. I follow through. I hear it. All right. I got more work to do. It's just that simple. I got more work to do. What he's saying is, find the people who play with power at that position. Because we have those finesse guys already. And he's saying that when you look at people like Batts, or Batts, whatever his name is, the Canadian guy, Matthew Batts, and you look at James Houston, those guys are finesse. They're not power. Now, I did say we can sign El Quadin Muhammad. He plays with power, but I hear your argument, and I will look for those types of players.
Yeah.
I will try to locate them types of players in terms of trade options and stuff. With Jermaine Johnson, I think he displays power and finesse, but more so power. So technically, I got some of them there on my list already. But if you're saying that no,
you're right about Jermaine Johnson.
Like with Kwity Paye, I just looked at the contract and was like, but would I rather have Kwity Paye? If I got two finesse dudes that can get there, I ain't mad at either one. I ain't gonna lie, because the coach did that for the longest with Mathis and Freeney. So, and when you look at what the Vikings used to have, they used to have two finesse guys too. So, but okay, I got more work to do. You made your point. I accept that. And now I better understand what you're saying. It's hard to pick up on it in text. So I definitely get it.
Of course.
Big T says he's thinking Betts gets 6 sacks, Davenport 5 sacks, Houston 10 sacks, Hutchinson 13 sacks. Oh, good man. Wait a minute. Now hold on. Let me add that up real quick. You said Betts gets 6. All right. Okay. Davenport 5. That's 11. All right. Houston 10, that's 21. Okay. And you said Hutch 13? 13? So you already got us just out of those 3 players above our total sack number as a team from last year. Appreciate Lester for coming through. Lester came through, made his point, and bounced. I can't get mad at that. He just said look for players with power. I can't get mad at that. I like that. Lester made my day. He made my day. He simply said, no, I'm gonna get my point across, because I was genuinely confused. At Luke and Lester, if the Lions defense is bad again and the pass rush is bad again, who's to blame? The players, Glenn, or the D-line coach, or Holmes? I blame the GM, because you have to see the weaknesses in your team, and he's the one who opted for Davenport. He's the one who opted for Matthew Betts, whatever his damn name is. He's the one who opted for those players. I would blame Holmes for that, because that's been my biggest critique about him is, can we get some serious dogs up front on the defense in the front 7? Can we get those guys? And I'm cool. Now his bet is on coverage being the way that we get home and make these things happen. But if that's the case, cool. I'm cool with that too. I mean, not hard at all. But again, shout out to my man Lester White for coming through and making sure I understood his point of view. I get it. I would look for guys with power, because I'm picking up what he putting down. I get it. Blew that play up. Yeah, he did. But that's the problem. It's so spotty. It's so inconsistent. And I just don't trust him. I honestly think he played 6 games for us. Like that's how much I don't trust him. I think he played 6 games for us. 6. And I don't trust him to stay healthy. I just don't. As much as I would love for him to do that, I get what he's saying. He's basically saying, look, my man's going to bring a power to that side of the ball. All right. So that means people like Max Crosby don't fit the bill. You know, that's what he's telling you. So I get it. So just to recap my breakdown for replacements. And again, this is unfinished business. All right. And make sure y'all keeping up with a brother out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? But the reason I titled this video what I titled it, Unfinished Business, Work in Progress and Lessons Learned, is because the unfinished business is we got some areas to work on, and it is a work in progress. But I never touched on the lessons learned. And I think one of the things that they learn is that you need to be able to see the potential in the player, but have that player be available to use that potential. And if that person is not there, you need to be ready and willing to move on from them. This is why when I was arguing with people last year about Cam Sutton, and the Lions couldn't wait for the first opportunity to move on from him. And they did. They couldn't wait for it. And so off rip, it's a lesson learned to not hold on to a lot of these players. So just to recap, if you're going to sign somebody in free agency, and again, my list is going to be slightly altered after today because I'm going to have to try to see if I can figure out the power guys. But I had Emmanuel Agbar that you can add, Bud Dupree that you can add, Yannick Ngakoue who you can add, El Qadim Muhammad that you can add. All are free agents. You don't have to go and discuss with a team or give up draft capital. You just got to go and sign those guys. But when it came time to the trades of it all, I had Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, Kwity Paye, Jermaine Johnson II from the Jets, and I did not give y'all my last prospect for a trade just yet, and I'm going to give him to you now because I looked at what this team did, and the first thing that jumped out to me was, hey, this has potential for a lot of reasons. Now, the only issue with this particular trade that I know more people are going to say is this one ain't do nothing either. He does not fit what Lester was saying, which is the powers type. He does not fit that mode of power. He's another finesse guy who I believe can, offer us something in the form of pass rush and would not cost us much to get via a trade. And that person is none other than linebacker / DN / edge rusher Nick Bonito from the Denver Broncos. I'll break down why he is on my list and explain to you why I think we can get him in a trade. The first thing we need to do is look at what they did in the draft. Now, in the first round, pick 12, they took Bo Nix at quarterback. They needed a quarterback. We get it. They still got to pay Russell Wilson, right? But they came back and they took Jonah Ellis, an edge rusher. They took receiver, cornerback, running back, wide receiver, and center. But that Jonas Ellis pick to me left volumes in my head. And when I came here and looked at let me get him off my screen. All right, boom. When I came here and looked at the Broncos, where's my stuff at? Oh, man, I'm losing my little spot already. Did I pass it? I'm tripping. Did I pass it? I probably passed it. All right, here, I'm here. When I came here and I looked at this, I said, all right, they got John Franklin Myers. All right, cool. They got Zach Ellen. All right, cool. They got Jonathan Cooper. I went, all right. They still like Jonas Griff, but again, he was hurt, so cool. Then they got Cody Barton, who they can literally stay right there. They still got Baron Browning, and they still like Drew Sanders, who really can kick outside, freeing up this spot, and then they still got Jonas Ellis. I think they're cutting Nick Bonito. Well, Luke, if you believe that they're cutting him, why trade for him? Because you can get him for probably about a 7th round pick. And it's not going to cost you anything. It's not going to cost you one iota. But the benefit of having a guy like Bonito, another guy who's only 2 years removed from his draft as a 2nd round pick at 64, he's had 8 sacks, right? But that previous season, let me go over to that previous year. That previous year, he wasn't doing so well. And so one can argue, well, he's a breakout guy. But if he's such a breakout guy, and I know how Sean Payton gets down, if he's such a breakout guy, Sean Payton will go, let me get something for him while I can because we want more production. He did not go out and get Jonah Ellis if he did not believe that he was going to be upgraded from this spot. And Jonah Ellis gives that opportunity. Like, their measurables are pretty much similar in a way. I think Benito got him about 1 inch, and Ellis is 2 pounds heavier. But Ellis is a better pass rusher at this point than Benito. Well, Luke, why do you want him? Because a lot of the stuff that Benito was doing was due to poor coaching. And Sean Payton is still getting things together with his staff and as a team. But with Sean Payton having a little bit better coaching, his numbers went up. When he had that dude that they had to fire, Nathaniel Hackett, it was a totally different story. So I think you can get him too in a trade. Now, these are all things that I'm looking at that I can be crazy about, but just saying, I like what I see in terms of the trade options there. Luke, what teams are our biggest challenges this year overall in the division? The Bears, the Packers, and the Vikings. They have mobile quarterbacks, and that's your kryptonite. That's the Lions' kryptonite, the quarterback who can run. Our division is tough. It's very tough. Like, it's just putting it out there. It's tough. If you look at this division, they have the kryptonite to your team. And they all have somebody opposite that can get to your quarterback. You go and look at the Bears roster. Go and look at the Packers roster. And go and look at the Vikings roster. All of those teams have touched your quarterback with that good line. The test is going to be on our defense to step up. So they're all are people we should be worried about. When we win a division this year, we really earned it. Nobody's going to rebuild. You know? So, yeah. That's what I think. Let me see. Luke, do you think our D-line coach is good? Can he help develop Hutchinson, Betts, Martin, and Neal? Didn't we get a new D-line coach? I'm almost sure we got a new D-line coach. I think it was some dude from LSU. I'm almost sure we got that. Right? And do I know enough about him at this point? No, because I did no research on him yet. And we did. We got Terrell Williams. So we got a new defensive line coach. I did not even begin to research him. I plan to, but I just haven't had time to do it. You know? So this is supposed to be the new defensive line coach, new defensive run game coordinator, Terrell Williams. As it says, he's a veteran coach with ties to the organization. Williams brings a new face who can help the line improve. While the unit was among the league's best against the run, it struggled to get home and generate pressure against opposing passers. I don't know if we got an answer to fix that. It's another party who could benefit from a new face in the room is Broderick Martin. Viewed as a developmental player, Martin spent most of his rookie season as a healthy scratch. I will never understand how you trade up for a guy who's a healthy scratch. I don't get it. You know? So but yeah, I haven't did enough research on him to know enough about him. I just don't. And I plan on doing it because I look at everything when it comes to this team to figure out, like, okay, is this what we getting? Are we getting somebody that's going to make a difference on our team? And I don't know about that guy that much. I just don't. All right. Easy Does It says he heard he's a really good coach. Lester White says Terrell Williams is one of the best in the NFL. Now, I could have swore he came from LSU or was it Alabama? Let me go back. I'm going to have to go back and read this again. Hold on. He came from, it said, now Williams will join the fold with the effort to aid Martin's development. The traits and frame set him up to be a solid player in the future, but he must continue to fine-tune the details. Fortunately for Martin, Williams has experienced developmental unheralded talent into solid players. The Detroit Lions are getting an outstanding motivator and teacher in Terrell Williams, says tight NFL reporter Justin Milo. His familiarity with Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, and Ben Johnson from previous stops should help him make a seamless transition. In Tennessee, Williams routinely developed undrafted free agents such as say less. Next time, say less. You ain't got all I need to know is he developed talent. So the question now be if that was your question, Perry, it's answered. He has developed undrafted talent. That's what he's done. That's what he's known for. Now, this whole idea that he developed Jeffrey Simmons was a dog before he even touched him. I'm just telling the truth. So when I see a person like that and they took him while he was hurt and because he was a dog. But if you're telling me he made him even better, cool. It says prior to Tennessee, he was in Miami from 2015 to 2017. And that time, he worked with players such as Ndamukong Suh, Cameron Wake. Yeah, I remember Cameron Wake. So if he got anything out of Cameron Wake, we did good. Because it seemed like whatever happened once, I don't know what the hell happened to Cameron Wake afterwards. I'm going to leave it alone. You know? So, yeah. But I'm doing my research as we speak. So to answer your question, that's good to hear. He was the D-line coach for the Titans, Luke. He's really good. Okay, cool. Luke, timeout. This new D-line coach is wild ties to the organization. He coached with MCDC in Miami when Dan was interim, but Wiley, he even coached Holmes on NCAA. Oh, so okay. I mean, I just read all that. He about to take a TW video. Hey, about to make a TW. Hey, I'm just listening. I ain't know. Hey, I didn't do enough on him. I just, you know what I'm saying? I knew we got a new coach. And, you know, by the time we got the new coach, I had already had a baby on the way and a wife who was sick. He was the least of my worries. But I always do y'all know I generally do a video talking about the coaches and what they must do and what they need to and what they got and done. So, yeah. But yeah, to answer that question, we good then. All right. We've been on for an hour and a half. I do want to give people a chance to come in and talk their stuff for a few if y'all want to. And then on top of that, I wanted to also point out what is the guy name? Jesus Christ. The offensive lineman, Manu. A lot of people are talking about this, and is hitting the news waves heavy that Brad Holmes reached on this dude. And that the capital that they gave up was too much. And I don't know if I buy that. I don't know if I buy that just yet. You know why? Because I believe in giving everybody a chance. I still think this pick is being overblown and hyped by our fans and media alike who are swearing up and down this is the second coming or whatever. But his footwork is trash. I'm putting it out there. His footwork, like it's dumpster juice. Like I'm not with it. It's dumpster juice all the way and twice on Sundays. He and y'all better pray that we keep Fairley for longer than this year. I think he's gone after this year, but good grief, it's dumpster. It's bad. Like I'm serious. Like I get all the athletic traits and stuff, but really, it's bad. So I'm not buying it. I'm just not. So we'll see what happens. Let me go through and I'm gonna hit on one more thing, which is the linebacker room. Because I wanted to talk about possible free agents we can get in the linebacker room if we were trying to get some veteran help or quality help at the linebacker room. Two of the names have a history of injuries. It says the Titans with, hold on, let me see, did they say? The Titans with Williams as D-line coach have always been a tough D-line. All right, cool. I just didn't do no research on them. I didn't do it. Hey, I'll be the first to tell you to do some research. I just did it when y'all brought it up. It made a topic. I was like, oh, okay. Veterans I can take. Shaquille Leonard. I can take that. Quan Alexander. I can take that. You give me one of those two linebackers, I'm good. Hell, even Zach Cunningham would be a good inside linebacker. I can take that. Marcus Golden, you know what I'm saying? Again, last time changed my mind. I'm gonna look for more power dudes and go from there. I'm not even gonna bring up my boy Jared Davis because y'all gonna have a call if I say it, so I'm gonna leave it be. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave it be. But if you get Nick Benito, you know, maybe you can do some switching around with him on that tip too. Just saying. But these are just the guys you can get in free agency. Jabril Cox, the guy turned safety, turned linebacker from safety line. He's another one of the free agents that I had on my list that if you wanted veteran presence and he could play special teams. But as a starter, he horrifies me a little bit because I've seen where it looked like he just didn't know what to do. But why would I add him? Because he has special team ability. So, you know, and as a backup, you don't need him to do a whole lot of snaps. I think he's about as meh as I think that Malcolm Rodriguez is. So if I get anything in that light, I'm cool. But those are the people that I was like, hey, we can take a flyer on. Jabril Cox, we can take a flyer on Shaquille Leonard, Quan Alexander, and Zach Cunningham. These were the guys that for me, I would not have a problem if we picked up. Just would not. All right. Let me see. Yeah, that was fun. We were all here when Luke was introduced to his new favorite coach on the staff. Facts. Listen. I would look something up in a minute and waste no time with learning something new. I enjoy learning new things. Lester White says, Manu fits a Brad Holmes pattern. He trades up for a project who probably won't play as a rookie like Martin was last season. He drafted third-round traits who will hopefully turn into the players. The key thing is hope, and I'm not buying the hope part. I don't want Blank Martinez for a number of reasons because he ain't hit the health, man. I need people with health. That's my problem. My man Ronan 99 says, Luke, what up, though? What up, though? And my man Steve O's in the building says, starter, Campbell and Anzalone are going to be the starters. I don't think they will be adding any more linebackers. They need to, because that's a problem with that. When you look at them as starters, all I got to do is show you the film of Brock Purdy. That's it. If Brock Purdy didn't show you that we need linebackers that can do something, that I don't know what will. But when Brock Purdy takes off and they can't seem to get home, that's a problem. That is a problem for me. Let me bring in my next guest, Ed W. What up, though?
Hey, what up, big dog?
Hey, what's going on, brother? How are you?
Man, I'm doing well. Glad to see you back on.
Man, listen, I'm trying to get more of a rhythm. It's just hard because, like I said, I got one kid now who ain't feeling too good. Then I got a pregnant wife, and it's just, you know, being a husband and stuff is no joke. Let me address my man Steve-O really quick. He says, Luke, you've never been happy with the linebackers. No. When we had good linebackers, I was happy, but no. Listen. We don't have a linebacker that you will remember 20 years from now, 10 years from now. We don't have that linebacker on the team right now. Does Jack Campbell have a chance to be that guy? Sure. But ain't nobody going to remember Ellis Anzalone. We're just not. We're not. Ain't nobody going to remember Malcolm Rodriguez when he's out the league. We're not. There's not a linebacker on the Lions team right now that you're going to remember. But if I say Ernie Sims, everybody remembers Ernie Sims because he performed. So if I say Chris Spillman, everybody remember Chris Spillman. The only reason we remember Jamie Collins because he's stupid. But give it a few more years and you won't remember him neither. So, yes, we need to upgrade the linebacking room. We need better linebacking play. Because guess what? If you go over to the Baltimore Ravens, you remember they linebackers, and I'm not a Ravens fan. I know who they linebackers are. But we don't have linebackers that anybody's going to be excited about. Just saying. Talk your talk, Ed W. What you got for me?
Hey. All right. So, earlier in some conversations before the draft, I want to make sure we secured that line. I think he did that with that reach and the depth that he had because we already have people there. But we also have our reserves that we can put there. So I actually kind of look at Brad he's not looking at just now. He's really looking at a year or two from now removed to have these guys in place. I don't think that he was bringing them in, but he took care of the immediate need of securing both of the cornerbacks. So both the cornerbacks there are also developmental people in case somebody gets hurt, which seems to be happening a lot lately, and also to give so that I'm talking about the defensive coach here that I don't like too well. I can't remember his name. Thank you.
I like Aaron Glenn. Go ahead.
We've always had that discrepancy because for me, he keeps putting these players. I get a good scheme, and then I don't know what the hell happens. But then he doesn't make those changes in the game. It's like it's either all game plan or nothing. And I still personally, this is my personal opinion, he's one of the reasons that Houston got hurt. Keep trying to drop Houston back to pass when you just really need him to hold up the line and go and get the quarterback. Leave that drop coverage back there to the people. But now he has all the cornerbacks that he can have at his disposal. So I have a question that is the defensive core back with all the cornerback safeties and all of that? Do you think that is sufficient enough now to help the defensive line and those edges up there?
I don't trust Carlton Davis because he reminds me of Cam Sutton, and I'm a Lions fan through and through, but I'm also a Bucs fan and a Seahawks fan. And so I've watched Carlton Davis, and he reminds me of Cam Sutton. I like Amik Robertson. Like, I like him, right? And so that's good. Terrion Arnold is a rookie. I think Rex Raw is going to be better than him, in my opinion, but we'll see. Do I believe we have enough? I believe that the front defensive line and secondary go hand in hand. If the secondary is covering for long periods of time, great. Then the defensive line should be able to get home, right? Because they're killing the opportunities for him to throw and killing the windows. But if the D line is not getting home and the secondary is out there just running with people, that's not so great. So, do I think he has enough? No, because I think he still needs better pass rush opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. I think he needs better linebackers. I think that when you look at the league in terms of the linebacker talent and stuff, I know that Steve-O or who was that? I mean, let me make sure I don't mess the name up because I don't be want to botch people's name. That said there's only a handful. I just think that we are still lacking in areas that we desperately need not to lack, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
so,
I understand.
So, like, for me, as much as I would love to, what's the word I want to use? Jump on the bandwagon and say he's got enough. I honestly don't believe that. I don't see the evidence that says he has enough. And one of the reasons I feel like that is because of stuff like this, right? It's because of stuff like this. Like, this is 3rd and 4, right? And oh no, that thing didn't just start like that. I don't know why it did that. It went out. That's weird. I don't know what happened with that. Let me refresh that thing and see what happened. But
Yeah,
when you look
I get it that I get it that he wants to run a lot of those man-to-man and zone. But if you do not get to that quarterback when you're running man-to-man, these quarterbacks are going to eat you alive. They just start in today's time with these running quarterbacks that can extend plays. And we got a lot of people that we're going to play this season that can actually run.
exactly, and that's where I'm concerned. Like I know everybody's like oh, Alex Anzalone, but I've been down this road before. When they were trying to hype up, we got us a steal with Malcolm Rodriguez, and I'm like, y'all, he's average at best. At best.
Of course. I mean, we use him as a fullback now. He's that slow.
Yeah, like at best. Yeah, no. So again, not trying to rain on nobody's parade.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he has enough.
Okay, now I'm gonna swing another one back over to the offense. I'm hoping, and I don't know if you got any input, that our coach on the offensive side has learned his lesson with the let the hot man run, because that whole pulling somebody off the field that's running hot to try to force a player in, to me was just didn't work. It didn't work within the system. So I'm hoping that if he got a hot runner out there, that we just go ahead and ride him, even if it's all game. Because if you're not stopping him, or the defense isn't stopping them, then you can run all your play actions off of them. Then why not just run with it? But everybody's trying to be too cute on offense, too cute on defense.
Yeah, that when everybody was blaming Aaron Glenn, even when everybody was blaming like Dan Campbell, I was blaming Ben Johnson for our loss to the 49ers, because I'm like, y'all make it make sense that you sit there and run for 120-something yards in the first half, and then you just abandon the run in the second half in favor of passing with a lead. Make it make sense. And it's just one of them things where I genuinely walked away like, yeah, this ain't it.
Especially with all the play action that we were built off of. It's like we changed it in the playoffs. I don't know when the pressure hits.
But that's my problem though. Like when people, how can I word it? People don't understand. Like, bro, we cannot have certain things happen and have success if, you know what I'm saying, if we're not able to just do the small things. And when I look at our division, I'm telling you, like, I wouldn't even sign Jared Goff unless he won a Super Bowl. He wins a Super Bowl, you can re-sign him. I don't care, right? He won a Super Bowl. But if he don't win a Super Bowl, you need to get in line with your division and get a quarterback who can put pressure on the other team with his legs. That's my issue.
I would love to see him get maybe just a 2-year deal. So if it doesn't work out, we got to out and go ahead and play. Let my man get some games, because we're never going to know what we got in him, and he can do everything Goff can do. He just doesn't have the experience of how fast the line is out there. But I believe in him that he can get it.
And I think he'll get that experience this year. Steve-O says you might hate it, but inside linebackers turn into a 2-down position. Even the best linebackers are a liability in coverage, or they are good in coverage but can't tackle or take on a block in the run game. I'm not looking at that necessarily as much as when I look at Anzalone, I'm looking at a guy who's getting older. I'm looking at a guy who does make plays from time to time, but I'm also looking at a guy who missed a lot of plays, you know, and I'm just like, okay. And I'm just looking at it and I'm just saying, if you okay with Alex Anzalone this year, me too. But going forward, I'm not. So let's get us a linebacker that we can be put in the rotation so we don't miss a beat. We don't have that guy right now. I was really high on Derek Barnes, but, you know, he's not getting all the opportunities that I thought he would get. And so it's hard for me to gauge that. But, yes, I would have loved if the Lions had a guy like Roquan Smith. I'd have been like, hell yeah, right? If they would have had the guy Dylan from out of Washington State, I think he's on the Chargers right now. We could have. I would have been like, okay, yeah. Christian Harris from the Texans, yeah. Let me get those kind of players. But I'm just telling you, when you look at the age of Ellis Anzalone, we need to get somebody else in there. And yes, you can get that next year's draft, but next year's draft, you're still going to need another edge rusher. So you're going to still need another edge rusher, which means linebacker is going to fall to at least a second-round draft choice, if not third. And then you look at Jack Campbell. Jack Campbell started getting better and better, but, you know, it was a lot left to be desired. That's all I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing with you. Malcolm Rodriguez was mad to me because I just watched him and I was like, yeah, he can only do so much.
Yeah, can I piggyback on the back of that real quick?
Go ahead.
I want to add to that out of Aaron Glenn's own mouth, Aaron said that he's not, and he never did, even in the playoffs, is going to play with a spy. That was his downfall when it comes to these running quarterbacks. I don't care if it's the deepest person in the backfield, somebody has to be accountable for that damn quarterback running out of the pocket. When everybody's scrambling and doing something, somebody needs to be assigned, and that's an Aaron Glenn flaw right there.
I think he was lying when he said that, because why would he tell you, oh yeah, I spy quarterbacks and there are teams trying to get any inside information? But I've seen tape where it looked like it was a guy that was spying. So I don't know if I buy that 100%, but I can tell you this much: where Aaron Glenn will get a knock from me, and even though I'm up here defending Aaron Glenn, where he will get a knock from me is when I don't feel that he's always necessarily asking for the best players to start. Like I don't know how you come to the conclusion that Charles Harris should have started that game against the Kansas City Chiefs. Charles Harris should have never started over James Houston. James Houston should have been a day one starter. And that's partially on him, and it's partially on Dan Campbell. But I trust my coaches, and I have no issues with that. I like what Holmes did in the draft. I thought he drafted 5 players that are going to help this team right away, and 1 player with the potential of being a starting lineman. 5 players is going to help this team right away in 1 play. 5 players. Vaki definitely going to help right away. Mahogany, somebody get hurt, maybe he'll help. Okay. Wingo, help right away, maybe. Okay, all right, I can see it.
Oh, it's going to be some trick plays coming up.
Yeah, it is. Steve says, hopefully Jack Campbell takes that step up year 2 and plays like the 18th pick. I'm praying he does too. But I just want to show this play. Let me show this play because I just want to show some of these because I don't want them to take me down. But just look. This is like one of those plays where I'm almost sure it was a spy here.
Okay.
All right. Watch down here. No, wait. I'm sorry. Ellis Anzalone. There he go. I don't know why I thought that was him, but this is him right here. Ellis Anzalone is right here. If he's not spying him, I'm trying to figure out what he's doing here. Now, I see he looked at the guy underneath. He's in zone. He's breaking, right?
Yeah.
He got a guy underneath here. All right, he's breaking.
Right. Nobody, but not one person ran in his zone either.
And so right here, he would have kept running, in my opinion.
Okay.
If Cam Sutton didn't, if Cam Sutton didn't come up, he'd have still been running. He had enough space and room from this linebacker, 100%. If this guy don't do this, I'm sure of this. If Cam Sutton don't turn here, he feels confident enough he outrun him. And the reason I believe that, even though I can't even believe he made that catch, because think about this, dude. This Jack Campbell right there, like, bro, come on. Come on, bro.
I'm with you, but that's a blown assignment.
It is. But let me find the other one. Hold on. Nope, that ain't it. I gotta get back to them on offense. Hold on. All right, so like right here. Now, they throw this little quick pass, right?
Right.
There go Jack Campbell. Where's my man's at? All right, yeah. So look, Jack Campbell, and again, rookie year, everybody gonna say he's a rookie. But bro, you gotta blow this receiver up. Like I need you to blow that receiver up.
That's weight room.
Right? Like that, bro, you're bigger than him.
Mm-hmm.
And you're looking at him. Blow his little ass up. You like this should be a meme of you blowing him up. You letting him initiate the contact. Okay, cool. And then like look at this, bro. Let me go back just a little bit. Malcolm Rodriguez, right? This is your cutback lane, right? Come on, bro. I don't want to hear it. That's Deebo Samuel. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, that was been pretty much part of my neck too. I'm not saying Aaron Glenn is a bad coach. The problem that I have with Aaron Glenn is that it seemed like everything had to be like bro, you about to be fired. You're too much scrutiny is coming on you, and then all of a sudden the team just play super inspired or everybody's where they need to be. And I need him to get that rah-rah all season long and be consistent with it.
I believe he was getting the rah-rah all season long. I think the difference was that you had a lot of injuries. You had a lot of people who was out. You had a lot of people who was just not healthy. And you were shortchanged in a lot of areas. But just to show my point on why we need a linebacker and why I'm not happy with it, in slow-mo, here goes Alex Anzalone. There goes, I believe that's Jack Campbell right there. All right. Now, Aiden Hutchinson wins his one-on-one. Pascal wins his one-on-one. I'm drawing a blank on who this D tackle was at this moment. Was that Lee McNeil? No, that was not Benito. No, that is Benito. That's Benito. Bugs is gone. So that's Benito. So he gets past Benito. And again, look at this.
You can't get there.
Look at Jack Campbell up here letting Kittle do him like this. And poor little Brian Branch, he up here got a chase. But look.
And the miss.
And then this right here. Who the hell is this? Who is this? See, I'm glad that like CD Deuce. I'm glad he gone. I don't even know how you missed this. This is a free shot on the quarterback. But watch. Right under here is Alex Anzalone. I need a linebacker with some speed and some intelligence. And I'm glad this safety gone because this should have just been a highlight. Now, I just realized this, and this is really bad.
You ran into a full player.
This is a hole right here. And then you still got put down. Like, bruh. But that's all I'm saying. I just want better play.
Yeah, but have we been in the position, I mean, going by your theory, Luke, to really grab that kind of linebacker?
Yes. Okay. I believe we have been in that position. And I believe that we went with other needs. And it's like, okay, cool. Because you got to think. If you go back and you look at some of these drafts, right? Like we traded up for Broderick Martin, right?
Yeah.
We traded up for him, right? And even this year, we traded up for another project player when there was people who were still available that can help us. But I want you to just remember that I think we give up like we gave up a future pick or an additional pick that year to take Broderick Martin. We took him in the third, right?
We took him in the third. We moved out to get him.
In the third of 20. Okay, so if you go
which
to
was kind of high for a project player.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why not let them people fall to you in the later rounds? But whatever. If you look at the 2023 NFL draft results, right? Right? If we just go and look at those draft results, and if you were to go and look at who came off the board after Broderick Martin,
right? Wait
right?
a minute. Try setting
Just looking at those people. Let me scroll down to where his name is. I don't want to miss my dude, Broderick Martin. All right. So after Broderick Martin, let's just look at possible linebackers that was still on the board well after him.
Okay.
So I gotta go down. Where's my dog? All right.
There's somebody that's playing in the league right now that's doing something, right?
Yeah, like Nick Herbig. He went to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
All right. He did pretty well for him for his first year and didn't get a lot of playing time. Probably could have and should have, but you know, they do what they do. Where's the other dude at? It was one particular player that I was like, why we just didn't take that guy? I gotta find this damn thing. Where he at? There you go. Sir Versia Dennis. He ended up going to the Buccaneers and helped the Buccaneers. Although the Buccaneers, I hate Todd Bowles with a passion, so don't even get me started with him. I hate Todd Bowles, man. Listen, if Todd Bowles to me is a terrible letdown. But Henry, and I don't even know how to pronounce his last name, Tutu Otu. I don't know how to pronounce the dude's name. Owen Pope out of Auburn, could have had him. You know what I'm saying? Like Robert Beal. Like we had some options after that we could have really just took. And let's say, for example, right? If you look at the third round picks, like in the 2023 draft, ain't much that you can complain about. A lot of them players came in and helped. Broderick Martin was one of the ones that everybody was like, yo, what the hell? And I like our pickup of Hendon Hooker.
Yeah.
Right? But I just...
But it feels like Brad Holmes started a project that he never completed, and that was to start on that defensive line when he got a lean and he started packing in Pascal, Houston's, and all of them. And, I feel like he's trying to get somebody over there, but they're not. It's not really working because you're really working. And now with the deterioration of the cornerbacks in the back, he almost had to put linebacker or all of that on hold. He tried to address it with Campbell, but I remember when you was talking about Campbell before he was even drafted, the videos you saw of how slow he was. Then we just had a meltdown with the cornerback. So I think he's trying his best, but we need something to work out at some point. We definitely need something to work out.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I just all I'm saying is in evaluating this right now.
Mm-hmm.
Brad Holmes said, not me. Brad Holmes said that he knew that the worst part of this team was the defense.
Yep.
And we were still allocating.
That was his first year.
You know, like that's just what it is. Like that's just what it is, man. So 100%, just you know, you just got to look at it like a little bit different. That's all I'm saying.
I'm with it. I'm gonna go ahead and let the people get back together. And man, I definitely appreciate you. And at some point, he'll address this middle linebacker with a real dog. Ray Lewis' son might be coming up soon. I'm joking.
Hey.
I'm joking. I ain't gonna start nothing.
If he like his dad, take everybody. Steve says, what if Martin takes on a bigger role this season? It took Iffy 3 seasons before he broke out. Don't be so quick to write a player off. Not everyone develops as a rookie. That's fair. That's fair.
Martin's going to develop as the leans back up and keep that pressure, much like when we had what was his name? They used to be right next to us. So we drafted him right at Fairley. So that's going to be the 1-2 punch.
When we took Fairley, I saw all of Fairley's potential, and I had every belief in my mind that he was going to be able to help this team, and he did. I watched Broderick Martin tape so much to nauseam, and I don't see it. I do not see it. I don't see it. He played against who he played against. And I was expecting to see him be blowing him off the water. Even with Giovanni Manu, I didn't know who he was pancaking, but at least I saw pancakes. Right? You know what I'm saying? I at least saw pancakes. And I didn't see nothing with Broderick Martin. But if he takes that step this time, cool. But if he don't take that step and he ends up being another Levi Onwuzurike, I hope I get that same grace when people come back and be like, yeah, you called it, because I'm just saying you traded up for this dude.
Yep.
Which tells me that you believe that, hey, we had to have him. And when you trade up for people who are projects because you have to have them, that's weird to me. When you trade up, I want them to trade up and take somebody who can help us now.
Okay. Now I know you say you play sports, and I've also coached little leagues over here. There's a common theme that we seem to kind of not listen to. Oh, my bad. That we don't follow up on, and that's if you're going. Brad Holmes is doing it his way, and he's been kind of successful, right? Not all the way, but it better work out because he's leveraged a lot of future picks and a lot of void years to the team that he's developed. If we only get to this point and that's it, it's still going to be a failed general manager situation. And I know us as fans going to turn on him so bad it ain't going to be funny.
Yeah,
but
I mean, 100%.
Let me step off of here, Luke. But I appreciate, man, getting on with you.
Hey, man, no problem. I'm gonna get up out of here anyway. I gotta get back to the family. So we've been on for 2 hours and 6 minutes, and I'm just answering questions. So I appreciate you for coming through, man, and Lester White and Don 19 coming through, brother. I appreciate y'all. Clip that. Like I said, I watched it. At least he pancaked somebody. I saw that. I didn't see a whole lot of waffles. But he didn't really go against nobody. That's the thing. He didn't, and his footwork was trash. Like, it was trash. His hand placement was trash too. I was looking at all of it. So yeah. Levi didn't develop because of injury, not because of lack of talent. Nah. Nah, I'm not gonna let the injury card play. Nah. Levi, nah. Levi, yeah, nah. Levi didn't develop because Levi talent. Well, I'm gonna just put it like this: Levi has been predominantly healthy last year for the most part. His first season, he played in 16 games. And I saw nothing. And yes, he was battling injury. And he sat out all of 2022. And in 2023, he played in 10 games. And it was a lot to be desired. I don't know if I blame that on injury. I don't. But if you do, I ain't mad at you. Y'all know me, good people. It's been 2 hours and 7 minutes and counting. I got to end this thing and get into it with a positive note. But yeah, I genuinely just wanted to kind of come on and talk about possible free agents we can add to kind of fix. Wait, that's BS, Luke. Levi was a fused back. He will never be the same player. Was his back fused his first year when we took him in the second round? I don't remember his back being fused his first year. Like, I'm just asking. If his back was fused the first year, then I guess I stand corrected. But I'm pretty sure his back wasn't fused the first year. I thought that happened after the first year. They did that. And then on top of that, I could be wrong about this too, but I'm pretty sure that Levi was given multiple opportunities to show his worth. And he made a play or two here and there. Like, I'm telling you, he made a play here and there. But to say that it was injury why he didn't develop, I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if I agree with that. So, just saying. Not saying that you're wrong. Just saying. Just saying. It was injured in his first season. Then he should have just sat on out. He still somehow played through them games. I guess he's trying to be tough. He played injured his whole first season? Okay. So your belief is he didn't develop because he was hurt? Then cool. He healthy now? Because if you're telling me he healthy now, then he should be able to ball. I don't get into all the tests. Shout out to Adam. He said, Luke, why you go live on a Sunday? I don't look at YouTube or social on Sundays, damn it. Glad to see you live. I had opportunity to go today and yesterday. I'm gonna go tomorrow. So if you want to jump on with me, please do. Please do. I would love so we can get some more insight on some Lions talk. Hop on with me tomorrow. I should be able to do it tomorrow around like 8:30, 8 or 8:30. Let me know. Hit me up on Twitter. Let me know. All right. Let me see. Make sure I mention he tested as a A+ athlete and had good tape in college. You tell me what went wrong. The same thing that go wrong with most people. The same way you have 5-star athletes come from high school and get to college and realize everybody's just as fast as you. The same way you have college players who go to the NFL and realize that, hey, they are a little bit more savvy and just as fast and strong as you. People find it. Like 100%. People will find it. Like sometimes the talent level just be too high. I'm just sorry. And just facts. Sometimes he just missed. It just is what it is. He just missed. Adam says, I can't jump on, brother, but I'll be here to watch tomorrow. Woodward would sue my ass again. Oh, Lord Jesus. Adam, no. Let me get out of here. Positive note. Today's quote comes from the internet. Don't know who said this, but I liked it. I liked it, and I'm living by it because I think this makes sense. It says, you didn't become selfish. Let me repeat it again. You didn't become selfish. You became harder to manipulate. Don't confuse the two. Yeah, it's a lot of people out there who love the vulnerable, generous, sweet version of you. They love them from you. Oh, yeah, when I was in my hardest time, I called you up and you gave me money. Yes, but the moment you said no, you all of a sudden with the devil. You evil, you selfish old being. You know I'm going through something. You know I'm struggling. But they don't remember all the times you said yes. They don't remember all the times that you showed up without even being asked to. They don't remember how you gave and never asked for it back. They don't remember when you set up, even though you had your own problems and you heard all of their problems. They don't remember any of that stuff. But the moment you decided to become harder to manipulate, you became the bad guy. All of a sudden, when I can't control you anymore, you're not a good person. Oh, God forbid that you decide to think about self for a change. Oh, yeah, I filled your gas tank up for a ride many times, but guess what? I gave you the ride. There's going to always be people on this planet who seem to find a way to just simply suck the life out of you. Take all the best parts of you and leave the scraps for everybody else. But guess what? In the end, the more you become aware, the smarter you get, the stronger you become, the better you understand that making it hard for people to manipulate you doesn't make you selfish. The easier it is for you to be able to say, you know what? I don't have to put up with y'all BS. I don't have to deal with y'all crap. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the most important part of this message is simply this, that if they still don't get it, after all that you have done for them, then simply let them be where they are and pray for them. With that being said, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell, and if at all else, you don't do nothing else, don't be no chump. Please do your research. I'm out.